And welcome into this week's edition of ACAP Today for the week of September 12th, 2022. I'm Jason Parent with the Aroostook County Action Program. On this week's edition of ACAP Today, a very special edition, we're going to be joined in a little bit by our roving reporter or community educator for events and engagement, Kim Guerrettee Michaud, who's actually going to be on location in the Goughan's Farm corn maze that is themed after ACAP's 50th anniversary this year. Kim is going to be joined by three very special guests, the farmers' daughters, and they're going to talk about the process of making this year's corn maze, about the theme, about what they learned and what they hope the community learns, as well as take us on a tour through a part of the corn maze before Kim gets to duck out and have an ice cream as you get at the end of the corn maze when you successfully complete it. So we're going to connect with Kim in just a moment, but before we do that, we do want to get first to this week's news and information that you can use. And with that, we begin, in fact, with the corn maze, and we want to share with you that the corn maze is officially open at Goughan's Farms. They are open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 8 to 5, and then they open at 10 and go through 5 o'clock on Sunday. So please do consider making it over there between any time between now and Halloween. They will be open and glad to take folks. If you go now, you get a green corn maze, and if you go later into October, obviously it starts to brown in that time frame after frost and the like. But please do head on over to Goughan's Berry Farm in Caribou on the Fort Fairfield Road and enjoy this year's corn maze and learn a little bit about the programs and services that ACAP offers throughout our community for families and individuals. We also want to remind you, speaking of education, that we have a homebuyer education class for the month of September that will be happening on Saturday, September 24th. This is an 8-hour homebuyer education taught by industry professionals. So we have lenders in the class, home inspectors, real estate agents, and the like. It's a non-sales environment, but it does provide an opportunity to learn about the home buying process in a relatively neutral environment. The course is open to the public. They are held virtually, so you can do it right from the comfort of your own home. And there are many benefits to doing the class. In addition to gaining some really great information, you do receive a certificate of completion for home buyer education, which can be presented at participating local Maine state housing lenders. And then the participant may be eligible for up to $3,500 through the Maine Housing Advantage program that could be used toward closing costs or down payments. So it's very worthwhile taking the class and paying the minor cost for the class for the benefits that come from it. If you would like to register for this upcoming class or like to inquire and potentially be enrolled in a future one, contact Dawn Whipke, who teaches those classes for us and leads the effort at 554-4175 or at dwhipke@acap-me.org. We move on now to congratulate three businesses up in the St. John Valley. They include Bob's Service Center, Babin's Grocery Store, and the Ashland Quick Stop. They have updated their smoke-free policies through ACAP and through our tobacco prevention programs. Businesses were assisted through this every step of the way and were helped by ACAP community educators who worked with them on the policy. Once the policy was signed and put into place, smoke-free signage, such as you see here, was provided to the businesses free of charge. If you are a business owner out there and would like to get engaged in this service, you can certainly give us a call at 764-3721 or email us at prevention@acap-me.org. The community closet is still available, and it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at ACAP's 771 Main Street, Presque Isle location. But we are turning to the community and asking community members who might have some time to spare if they would consider volunteering to help us stock the community closet. We are very fortunate that many community members actually stop by and drop off items for the community closet. But getting those items out on the hangers and the racks out there and just organizing everything so that it's in good shape is something that we are looking to get community volunteers engaged on. So if you have some hours that you would like to put in and some time that you would like to donate to help hang and organize the clothes in the community closet at ACAP 771 Main Street, Presque Isle location, we're encouraging you to contact Kim Guerrettee Michaud. You'll see her in just a little bit. She's our guest on this week's program at kguerrettemichaud@acap-me.org or 764-3721 extension 246. Up next, a reminder that we are on the other side of Labor Day now, and with record high fuel prices and the thought of the cold days and nights ahead, we want to encourage folks, if you have considered at all in the past applying for the Home Energy Assistance Program or checking if you might be eligible, that it is a great time to consider doing that, especially this year with what we're anticipating for the winter season. Give us a call here at 768-3053 if you think that you might be eligible or you just want to know. The income eligibility guidelines are right there on your screen for a household size of one individual. If your income is under $2,572 a month, you would qualify. Even if it's a little bit more and you have out-of-pocket medical expenses, we can work on those with you. We want to just share with folks that it takes about 2 to 8 weeks from the time that you do actually do an application and have that interview, depending on how soon required documents are received and in our processing time. So just thinking a heads up on this and encouraging folks to sign up for the Home Energy Assistance Program this year. If you were already signed up for the program, you should have already or will be receiving an appointment card in the mail to connect this year. So you don't have to call us if you're an existing customer. We will contact you. Farmers markets, we are going to talk about that a little bit with our friends from Goughan's in just a little bit, but there are farmers markets during the summer and early fall months in Aroostook County provided by Goughan's Farms through our WIC program. And there are 2 remaining, just actually 1 remaining this summer. That would be this Wednesday, the 14th of September. It will be held from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our customer service location at 771 Main Street in Presque Isle near Walmart. We encourage one and all to come. It is in partnership with our WIC program, but it is open and available to community members to come in and enjoy and to purchase the fresh fruits and vegetables provided by Goughan's at the farmers market. So come one and all. And we are going to transition now to our workforce development team, who, along with a collaborative of other workforce development providers throughout Aroostook County, are offering a series of workshops and works and informational sessions, including Maine's Employment and Training Program info session, interviewing tips and tricks, making career choices, resume and cover letter development, job preparation and retention, and helping to navigate that job search, and even complicated topics like the hiring process for individuals that might have a criminal history. A registration link can be found on the ACAP Workforce Development page of our website. And we encourage you to indeed get out there and check into these workshops. They are done from the comfort of your own home, all done remotely and electronically via Zoom. So please do consider signing up. We are going to enter now into our COVID corner of news and information that you can use. And just to share with you that this is perhaps dated, we were recording this program. This program is pre-recorded, so this may have changed. But COVID-19 levels in the state of Maine as of the day after Labor Day were low. But we are continuing to encourage folks who may not have received vaccination, and everyone 6 months or older is now eligible to do that, or a booster within a reasonable period of time, to consider having that done. There is also a free ride program, as it mentions there on the bottom of your screen, offered through DHHS. You can call 855-608-5172 to reserve a ride at least 48 hours in advance of your appointment. Free at-home COVID-19 tests are available through the covidtest.gov website. Every home in the US is eligible to order 3 sets of 4 free at-home COVID tests. So if you haven't done that yet or haven't maxed out your 3 possible orders, please do consider doing that if you want to, especially with kids back in school, as this indicates. Want to make sure you have those on hand in case you are questioning whether or not there is a COVID case in your home. Again, covidtest.gov or 1-800-232-0233. There's also another Project Access COVID test that in Maine, those who have already ordered test kits through the Project Act are eligible to reorder. So if you haven't reordered since August 1st, go to accesscovidtest.org. So 2 great resources there to get COVID tests sent to your home at no charge. And also reminding folks about the newly released or recently released COVID exposure guidance, that if you were exposed to the virus that causes COVID-19 or have been told by a healthcare provider or public health authority that you were exposed, the following steps, regardless of your vaccination status, are those that you can take. You want to watch your symptoms for 10 days, wear a mask around others indoors for 10 days, test 5 days after exposure or sooner if you have symptoms. And of course, if you test positive, follow isolation guidance. And we're encouraging folks under this guidance to take extra precautions for 10 days when around people more likely to get very sick. For more information, you can go to the cdc.gov website and go to coronavirus information, and you can find out the latest information there. And if you are asked because of a positive COVID case or COVID test to isolate in your home, this is where ACAP can help if you are in need of grocery and meal delivery or other services that we refer to as COVID-19 community supports. Give us a call at 764-3721, or you can go online to the Department of Health and Human Services COVID-19 referral section of their website, and we will get that dispatched to us, and we will get the delivery out to folks in the community through using our team of employees across Aroostook County. And finally, if you are in need of any assistance, you can contact an ACAP Navigator at 764-3721. If we haven't mentioned it here in this broadcast of ACAP Today and you're just finding yourself struggling, we can certainly help connect you with a service that we might have here in our agency or a service that other community providers may in fact offer. Our navigators are very well aware of the resources out there in the community and are there to help you. So please give us a call at 764-3721 if you are in need of any assistance at this time. And that's this week's news and information that you can use. Well, and as we mentioned at the top of the program, we are joined now by our reporter who's literally in the field, our own Kim Guerrettee Michaud, ACAP's community educator for community engagement. Kim, it's so nice to see you out there in the corn maze. How are you doing out there?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful morning out here. And as you can see, I'm surrounded by corn, and I have some friends here with me as well. And we're loving it out here. It's beautiful.
Yes, you are joined out there by Christy, Katie, and Kelly, who are the farmers' daughters from Goughan's Farms. And we are hats off to them and thank them so much for dedicating this year's corn maze to us. Before we have you sort of take us through parts of the corn maze, and we won't go through it all because I think it takes like an hour and a half to complete the whole thing, but you'll give us a taste of it in a little bit. Let's turn to Christy, Katie, and Kelly to tell us a little bit about this year's design now that it's all unveiled and their thoughts behind the maze. So, all right, Christy, Katie, and Kelly, tell us about this year's corn maze.
So every year we do a corn maze, and we like to pick a topic that can both educate and let people have a little bit of fun while they're, venturing through. We kind of met earlier, and you wanted to do something to honor ACAP's 50 years of service, and we thought that was a great idea. So it helps with the education to show all of what ACAP has to offer, and it's a load of fun to do. It takes a good year of planning to get it together, and we think people will have a lot of fun and learn quite a bit while they're going through.
Talk about that process, about what it takes to do. I mean, we were talking about this last year at this time, thinking about what the design would be for this year, and really started working with you in partnership at the very beginning of 2022 here. But then what goes into it before even seeds are planted? And then how does it all come out to look as beautiful as I'm going to share the screen here as this corn maze does?
Well, it's quite of a big process. So I think in March, they go out and they till the land, and then they plant all the corn seed. And then I guess towards the end of March, May, the end of May, we go out and we go 20 square feet through the whole, I think it's an acre, 2 acres that we do.
It's a 6 acre.
Oh,
maze.
just kidding. Okay, so we go through the 6 acre maze, and we square out 20 square feet, And then once the corn gets, no, probably a few inches high, we take the weed whacker and we just cut. You know, we have graph paper that has the design all out, and we just kind of follow the graph paper and just weed whack and hope we get it right.
Yeah, one of us will hold the graph paper and we'll go right, left, right as the person with the weed whack, goes through.
That's like the behind the scenes look at how a corn maze is made. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, there's a lot of farms that might have the fancy tractors with the navigation or GPS right in it, but we don't have that. We're kind of a little old school and like to do things by hand.
So a weed whacker does the trick, huh?
It sure
Yes.
does.
Okay, and then there's all of everything else that, I mean, while the corn stalks are growing, after you've sort of cut out the design in it with the weed whacker, there's a lot of other work that goes into that, because it's more than just coming to the maze and sort of going through it. There's a whole that educational component you were talking about, and there's all kinds of signs in there. So talk about that process.
So we plan out the games, and then we paint the signs.
You're doing great.
And then the guys go out and
Yeah.
choking.
So like for like ACAP, so you guys provided us with all the games to play. So we did for one example, the game is the word scramble. So you have to go throughout the whole maze, find the letters, put them all together on the game paper, and then try to unscramble it to come up with the word. So we have all these educational games that kind of link to ACAP, so people can go and play and kind of learn a little something, like, so people know what ACAP and what they have to offer.
And so as you were doing those games and as we were working on them collaboratively, I understand you might have even learned some things about the programs and services we offer. Oops, did I lose the connection with you? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you, Jason. Have
Okay.
you lost us?
Yeah, no, I was just asking. I understand that in the process of even the games and the information that was provided for the games, that even the farmers' daughters might have learned some things about the programs and services that we offer.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so in the past, well, we've partnered up together for the WIC program. So I've been very familiar with, the Women, Infants, and Children program and what that all entails. But I wasn't aware of all the different locations that ACAP is in Aroostook County. There's, I don't know, I just thought maybe Holton, Presque Isle, but there's much more north and south than any of us ever, well, our family thought. And the home heating assistance, that is an awesome program. And it's nice. I think that some people think that ACAP is there mostly for families with small children, but the heating assistance, it helps all of our seniors. Our community is more populated with the seniors, and it's awesome that there's help for them too through your program. And I wasn't quite aware of that until, we've spoken and we've thought through these game since designing the games, and it did teach us a lot.
Great. Now, I know that you're excited. The season has just begun. Talk about the season of the corn maze, how people, what hours you're open, and how long and deep into the season that folks can go and enjoy the corn maze.
So we officially really opened Labor Day weekend. So this weekend was quite busy, and it was nice to have everyone back on the farm and having fun. And it's like the kickoff of fall, pardon me. But we are open from Labor Day to Halloween, Monday through Saturday, 8 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 5.
And while folks are there, in addition to the corn maze, they can choose an option that has an add-on of the mini golf, and also there's the ice cream. So let's talk about the mini golf first, and then I want to chat specifically about the ice cream, because there's a special flavor amongst the other many delicious flavors that you have. So let's start with mini golf.
So mini golf, we have 18 hole mini golf. People can come out and play just the first 9, or they can play the full 18. And we see a lot of families come out, and it's always crowded. So they have that option to come out and also do the maze. And we have like a combination price that, you know, will help them out to
Save a couple bucks.
yeah, save a couple bucks and do both, and then enjoy the outdoors.
Awesome. And so let's talk about the ice cream. I love your ice cream and many flavors, multiple flavors that you have there, and you're always inventing new ones. And one of the new ones that you've invented actually also has a connection and tie with ACAP. So let's talk about the Aroostook Dream.
Absolutely. So one of the rewards for completing the maze is everyone gets an ice cream as a treat at the end. And it was really cool. We, thought, hey, why not have a little competition and let the ACAP team think of a new ice cream flavor. So, you guys came up with 10, 15 different flavor options. And as a family, we sat down and went through them and picked a winner.
All right, we lost you there for a brief minute, but they are back. The Farmer's Daughters with Kim Guerrettee Michaud. And we were talking about one of my favorite subjects when we lost you momentarily there, ice cream. And you were telling us about the contest. So go ahead, ladies.
Yeah, so I don't know how much we lost, but so we said, hey, let's do something fun, something different. Let the ACAP team come up with their own personal flavor. So as a group, you guys came up with 10, 15 different flavor options, and we sat down as a family during porch time one night, which we often do, and filtered out and decided on a winning flavor. And I believe it was Penny Horn that came up with the flavor, and it just sounded so good. It's like equivalent to like a 7-layer bar. So there's some graham crackers, coconut, a little vanilla flavoring, walnuts, lots of butterscotch and oozy chocolate. And it was just, it was great. It took a little trial and error to nail the right flavor, but I think we've got it, and it's become very popular. She did an awesome job.
It is delicious. I've had it myself and I do enjoy it, along with, gosh, lemon basil and coffee Oreo and honey lavender and all my greatest hits anyway. So what else? What else have we not talked about that we want to make sure we talk about before we set Kim loose in the maze?
Well, we want to thank you for partnering up with us again. We love to educate the community, and what better way than to team up with ACAP and let everyone know what programs you have. It's important for us to talk with community members and, make our farm feel like family to everyone. And I know that ACAP has that same goal. We focus on family. So together, if ACAP Goughan's farm, we just want everyone to feel welcomed, and it's focus on that family atmosphere.
Come out, enjoy the corn maze and learn a little something as you play.
Yeah, well, we thank you so much. This is really very meaningful to us because it really gets us to celebrate the work that we do with families and individuals across Aroostook County. We get to also celebrate with a wonderful family in your family that is making a living off the land here in Aroostook County, and the agricultural industry, which along with forest products are really the two foundational industries in Aroostook County. And so it's really a win-win, and I can't say thank you enough for all that you have done. We had our employees out there for Agency Day, and you were the most gracious hosts. I spend most of my weekends or part of them out there in the raspberry patch, and look forward to watching people come through and go up to the corn maze as I'm picking raspberries there on the weekends.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, we know that you're very busy, and we'll let you get back to work life on the farm there. And we're going to send our roving reporter, Kim Guerrettee Michaud, to give us a little bit of a taste. We won't spoil the whole thing, but we want to sort of whet people's appetite to get over to Goughan's this next couple of months, heading into Halloween for the corn maze. The corn stalks are green right now. They'll turn brown at some point, but for right now, go enjoy the green corn stalks. Christy, Kelly, Katie, thank you so much. Kim, take it away and take us through the maze.
Okay, well, we're already partway through. We did a few little sneaking around so I could find my way without having to have somebody come get me on Thursday. So I'm going to show you kind of a fun sign we have here. Let's see, let's start with, oh my gosh. Roses are red, violets are blue. You're now entering the maze. We fear for you. So that makes me a little bit nervous as we move along. So, the paths are really awesome, as you can see. Go through. So we have a nice path. So I'm going to, this is where I'm actually standing in one of the people of the maze and going to sneak over into the head of it. We kind of move around, and here's one clue. Did I lose you, Jason? Oh, no,
no,
you're still
I'm still here. I'm going to shut my camera off for just a minute to try to save some bandwidth for you, but go ahead.
Okay, so this is one of the clues. It's one of the word scrambles, and the Farmer's Daughters talked about that. There are 9 Aroostook County signs throughout the maze, and you have to pick the letter. See, it says sign 5, and it has an O on it. So there are 8 other signs that go with it that create a word. And coming back out, the body of one of the people. And let's see. I hope I don't get lost here.
The Farmer's Daughters aren't letting you go too far in alone, so that might be a good sign.
No, I'm not convinced. They're I guess I'm not sure if they're following me to see what happens when I get lost or to help me back out. But it is I have to tell you, the sky is absolutely beautiful. It's blue sky. The stalks are green, and here we're coming up on another sign. There's another sign here, and see, there's little signs all throughout here. There, you have to really pay attention to see them. So I think coming as a group, a family group or a friend group, would be a really awesome idea, because you are going to need multiple people to find some of these clues. Coming through here, there's programs that they list 7 of our agency programs, and here's one, the Home Energy Assistant Program, and there's the sign. So I think it's really cool that I have a sheet. It's a card, and I'm going to get right back out here. I'm going to see if I can show it to you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The sign, and it gives all kinds of clues. It's really quite easy to follow the card, and you're working on each of the 6 games, plus there's a bonus game, so really 7 games, and you're working on them all at the same time. And I know, as when I brought my children out here when they were younger, they were just running and yelling numbers out at each other, and we always made it a little contest too. So there might have been a little bit of competition going on. So I would definitely encourage that with some of your older children. The younger children, I would keep very close at hand, because, it is a maze, but it's just absolutely gorgeous out here. I'm going to show you here. Oh, there's the Farmer's Daughters. I don't know if they're leading the way for me or... But it's just absolutely beautiful out here. I love it. The signs are fun, and the games are educational, and it gives you a really excellent activity while you're out here. It's beautiful.
Great family fun, Kim, and on a gorgeous day like today that you're experiencing out there, what better thing to do in early fall? It's actually still late summer, but many people sort of see the turning of the clock or the calendar on Labor Day and say
Oh,
that's the fall start time. But great activity to do on a
yeah.
great, glorious late summer or fall day.
And I will say the mini golf is excellent. I've played it several times. It is so much fun, and there's nothing better than sitting out on that back porch eating ice cream. Now, I will tell you that coffee Oreo is my favorite,
Mhm.
but I am going to try the ACAP flavors very, very soon because
Well,
it
there you
sounds.
go. It might be your reward for making it out of the maze. That's usually the case, right? Ice cream after you're done the maze.
I think so. I think so. I've you
And
know,
I
I don't.
know we're recording this and it's not quite 9:30 in the morning, but ice cream for breakfast is never a bad idea.
Ice cream for any meal is never a bad idea. I highly recommend.
You and I share that.
Yes.
And it's
That's-
coffee Oreo, so it's like breakfast with your coffee at the same time.
Well, really, would it be the same? It would be the same as coffee and a donut, really.
That's it, Just justify away to me. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
It does. You have on the way into the maze, there's quite a few signs. I'll turn around I'll show you another one. Let's see. That gives kind of some direction. I don't know if you can see all of it here.
Yeah.
And just
search
talks
for-
about what you're going to find. You have it on the sheet, on the paper that they give you. It's actually a card, so it's easier to hold on to. But there's directions all the way through the maze too.
Good. Very user friendly then.
Very user friendly. And it's just, again, can't tell you how it's just so beautiful out here.
It is. It is
Yes.
great.
Yep.
Well, Kim, with that, I think you've done your duty and your due diligence, and I think you've earned your coffee Oreo, ice cream, or a rustic dream. Or do what I do, Kim. I always get a medium and say, give me a half and half. So you can get both coffee Oreo and a rustic dream right in the same cone or dish.
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I always, my combinations are either a rustic dream and coffee Oreo, or I've got lemon basil and honey lavender. The honey lavender is like silk on your tongue, and there's not a bad flavor there. Enjoy.
I'm going to.
All
All
Well,
right.
Kim,
Well, thank you, Jason.
Thank you so much. And before we leave you and before we leave our audience today, we want to do one last thing, and that's share with you our throwback snapshot of the week. And interestingly enough, when we were talking with Katie there, she was mentioning the WIC program that the Goughan family supports and partners with us on to do the farmers markets throughout the summer. Well, our throwback snapshot of the week this week takes us to 1981 and a WIC clinic back in that year, where you can see here on an older version of a scale than the one we use today. One of our team members was weighing in an infant on the infant scale at a WIC clinic back in 1981. So that is our throwback snapshot of the week. With that ends this week's very interesting and fun, probably one of the most fun editions of ACAP Today, with our roving reporter, Kim Guerrettee Michaud, ACAP's community education awareness and engagement person out there in the corn maze. It was great fun, Kim. Thank you so much for being a good sport, and thank the farmers' daughters for me one more time. It was great. There they are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy May season, and I'll see you with my picked raspberries this weekend. With that, we'll be back next week with another edition of ACAP Today. Until then, have a great week, everyone.
Thank you, Jason.